Annyeong, and welcome to Hallyujuku, starring Brandon Cooper and myself, PD Rave. This is episode 56. No video for you. Enjoy. Buenos nachos, amigos, and welcome to another fun episode of Hallyujuku, the show where two creepy old guys talk about music for teenage kids.
The best description ever.
The best description ever. Because we mostly talk about K-pop, which is weird. But that's beside the point. I am PD Rave, your man with no plan. Here with me, my fellow creepy old man, Brandon Cooper, aka King Kaz.
Hello, Internet. How are you doing?
We're gathered to talk about East Asian pop culture, as we do.
That we
week.
are.
Yep.
That we do.
First, we start off every episode talking about what's new, checking in with each other, asking each other what's new. Kaz, what's new with you this week? What are you dotting this week?
Besides the fact that, like, I've been hard at work, not really. I've been giving people money. On the stuff for Hallyujuku, more to come later. I started watching Healer a little bit. I got partially through the first episode. So far so good. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. It seems interesting. It's a little slow in that very initial beginning, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. So that's going to be my what's new for a few days, or for a few weeks. As I get caught up on that show and watching it and trying to work on all the other things, which means just giving people more money.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah. What music have you been listening to this week?
So this week was pretty fun. It was a lot of us sending music back and forth to each other, and then I thought that I was gonna get to have some fun today, but.
Hey, you sent me a Doki video. Let's watch the Doki video.
Song.
Hey.
Get some. What? What
happened? I was just watching this. Maybe if we go to one of the Korean sites. What? Oh no.
All right. So what happened was, we were all well and ready to talk about this new Doki track that dropped, produced by Gonzo, sung by Doki, with a music video and everything that went along with it. Was up on YouTube, was up all over the internet for a good while. It went up like yesterday sometime. Called Ratchet. Ratchet.
Riach.
Yeah, I watched it. I thought it was very Doki style. You know,
it's
right up
exactly
his alley.
What you expect from Doki.
Right, and I didn't see anything. I don't remember seeing anything overly wrong with it. But right before the show starts, it went region locked on us, which is crazy.
Which is, I guess, understandable. But yeah, it went private. It didn't even go region locked because I'm saying that a little birdie told me that if you happen to be from South Korea or have a South Korean IP address or maybe browsing from South Korea, it would still be private, you know. I can't say where I got that information, but it's still private. So it just was locked down. Straightforward. You can't even watch it, like, even if you are
maybe it's one of those things. It wasn't supposed to go live yet, but it was up there for a good almost day at least before anybody realized. So I don't know why they didn't just leave it. There was nothing wrong with it.
I mean, at least there was nothing vulgar about it. Well, there's nothing about it that was offensive, other than what you usually get from Doki, you know.
Yeah.
That was
bitches
weird.
and ratchetry and
biatches.
I thought we were going to be King and Doki, King of the
counting,
Ratchetry this week, but
and
I
Doki
guess,
counting his rollies again, and he got above 2 this time. No, he got. Well, no. It's 2 chains. He doesn't
2
specify.
chains
He doesn't specify
and
how many
rollies.
rollies. Yeah, I remember.
There are multiple of them.
Yeah,
but we don't know how many. But we know there are exactly 2 chains.
Exactly. So he starts to count them. I think he gives up after a certain point. He just says, "I got a lot of them," but he counts them. But that's where'd you go, Doki? Where'd you go?
I guess we'll move on. So this is a new rookie group called JCC.
Jackie Chan. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, which me and PD have talked about in their debut, and this is a new song from them that I thought actually was not that bad.
Yeah, not bad.
It's fun, colorful, kind of a lot of what we've been seeing from other boy groups recently.
Yeah, it was kind of for I think unfair reasons got compared to 2 p.m. because apparently K-pop fans think 2 p.m. invented the Bernie, which is like, child, honey, please.
Right.
Be quiet.
Well, you know how it is. As soon as one group does it and everybody else happens to do it, oh, nope, they're copying.
Yeah.
But they also have like the big word bubbles and like there's the the dance breakdown built into the song, you know, and it has that go crazy kind of sound to it.
Yeah. Which is understandable. And yeah, there's an influence of that. But you know, it does well on its own. It kind of does the modern day Grease Lightning. Everybody fixing up their crazy car, and then they dance after. Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of like Grease.
The only part I'm not really sold on is their rappers.
Well, you know, they can't all be Bobby, you know.
They all can't be idiot geniuses.
Yeah, no. You know, you get what you get. You know, they can all be legit hip hop guys like Bobby. I bet they showered it the morning that they shot this music video, so their hip hop cred usually is going to take some hits.
Yeah. But I thought it was fun. I thought it was a good showing from them. Even with the comparisons to 2 p.m., like you said, I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was cute. It was fun.
Yeah, it had a really good energy to it. You know, I liked it. It impressed me. I didn't really have any expectations. I wasn't even bothering to check it out. I was like, that's the thing that's going out. Like, and I just kind of was, I think, a little unfairly, just kind of not really paying attention to like. I saw it on our K-pop and I was like, whatever. I wasn't inspired to check it out, but then I checked it out. I was like, okay, this has really cool energy. It has a really good sound to it, and I like it. But yeah, moving on to I think something.
That's always a good fun surprise when you kind of expect mediocrity and you get pretty good. Yeah. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I apologize for cutting shortchanging you. But yeah, moving on to something we both kind of got a little excited about.
Yes, our girls doing it big. I think they're gonna have a fucking, as they like to say, a banner year. Fucking What's Up with a new song fucking like coming out pretty consistently now. Like this is a nice consistent pace of releases that we're starting to get from What's Up. But this one is called Stupid Liar. It's a little low budgety, but I don't think anyone gives a fuck because you're not looking at the quality of the video. Even me, the quality of the video guy is like, I'm here to watch What's Up.
Like, I'm here to watch my girl Naughty. Naughty, just doing it well.
And they did the sexy well in this.
Yeah. And kind of and this is a song that I really like. I've listened to the whole album that this was off of, and I really liked a few of the songs. including Showtime and a couple of, the ones that they promoted with. And this one was another cool song that was just kind of had a really cool, like, sexy groove. And yeah, they did sexy well. There's my girl Nadi. I love you. Love you, girl.
Yeah, but no, like, the girls from What's Up, fucking beautiful. Like, they do their fucking thing well.
Yeah.
Like,
and then it is available. It's weird, like we said, it's available 480p on their actual channel. It is available at 1080p if you go to Naver, and you sign up for an account, and you install the Naver plugin, and then you can turn it to 1080p, or just wait for it to come on their Vivo.
yeah,
we're gonna have to wait for it to come on their Vivo, but you can watch it in 1080p and see Nadia in all of her high definition glory.
And it is glorious.
Glorious. But yeah. Now I have a couple
what's
really
up?
Interesting. What's up? Love you, girls. I have a couple of really interesting releases on my docket. So, one especially an interesting release because it's been much buzzed about, and it's something that I was an artist that I had not been aware of, but apparently everybody else in K-pop was very well aware of his story and his journey, and has been anticipating him.
Yeah, you were
at least a lot of people.
You were
I guess
telling me about this. You were telling me about this before the show, and I was just like, it was kind of astonishing and crazy.
Yeah. So we're finally getting the debut of an artist that has been a JYP trainee for 15 years at this point.
15 years, dude. That's pretty crazy. Like, I know there are people who have been in the trainee programs for a long time, but
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. G.Soul. He came out with this video for you. And it's a kind of an R&B ballad track. Kind of, you know, your what you think of when you think of JYP R&B ballad tracks, but it's actually different than what you would expect. And it's actually really good and kind of has a really cool sound to it that sounds different from what you would just project if you're thinking JYP R&B ballad debut. It has a really cool sound to it. It has a really cool vibe to it. It kind of breaks away from being a typical ballad, and it was actually a really cool track. It actually impressed me well, and it's good because 15 years. If you're gonna be a trainee, having to wait 15 years to debut, you better be well ready to debut strong. What did you think of the track, Kaz?
No, like when you were talking about it and you were telling me how long he's been in the trainee thing, and you had sent this to me ahead of time. And I listened to it, and I was like, "Oh man, this is a really, really good track from a new artist." I just automatically assumed this was a new guy, maybe been in training 4 or 5 years, you know.
Yeah.
But when you said he's been training for 15 years, and I was like, it kind of took some of the rookie like appeal to it out of me, where I'm like, "Oh man, this is a new dude, and he's coming out sounding this good," you know. I'm like, no, he's been around the game for a while. He's just finally releasing music, you know? But even though, still really, really good. Still exceptional, like, vocalization. Loved the mix of it. Loved everything about it. Like, and I want to hear more from this dude.
Yeah.
Can't wait for him to do that track with J Park.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be hilarious. That'd be very hilarious. But yeah, it is going to be fantastic. It is going to be really cool to see kind of how well he does going forward. And yeah, he's got talent. He's actually sounds really fantastic. I'm looking forward to a few of his tracks going forward. But yeah, really cool track. Couple other things that caught my attention. EXID is kind of rolling along. They've been winning music shows left and right. Granted, because nobody else is promoting anything, but they've been winning music shows. And they've been getting some mainstream attention, which is really cool. And one of the cool things opportunities that they got was to finally appear on Immortal Songs 2. And they were able to appear on Immortal Songs 2 and kind of show off their skills on that show with a cover of I Love You, I Love You. It's not a song I'm terribly familiar with, but it's a very interesting cover. And basically, this was an opportunity for Solji to just show off her singing. Like, all right, we're XID. Here's Solji. Because this is kind of that show where the artists kind of come in and their thing is to come in and slay vocally. I've shared videos from the show from Ailey and other artists where that's kind of the purpose of them coming on. But they actually did a really cool overall performance, working their We Are stuff into the song, and everybody else put in really nice performances vocally. But yeah, this is definitely an opportunity for Solji just kind of say, "Hey, I'm the vocalist. Yo, let me holler at you for a second. Let me let you hear my vocals."
Right.
What did you think of the performance?
No, I thought it was really well put together, and like you said, it definitely was this. There's a main focus, but everybody else is going to showcase a little bit. But there's a main focus.
Yeah, and then they were able to kind of for a show that they were doing on KBS, which is of course the government channel. They did get to be at least a little sexy, It's to be a little sexy, They can only do so much. It's the main channel that made them change their choreography because they weren't appreciative of the air hump. But yeah, and Ellie does a really cool rap, and they all sing pretty well. The sub main vocalist does fantastically as well. Hani does her thing. Junghwa, who I adore, loves her thing. And it was a really cool performance. I'm glad they're getting these opportunities. They also made an appearance on Gag Concert in a sketch that I hate, but they get to be on Gag Concert, which is cool.
I really got to check out Gag Concert. I keep forgetting to check that out. I still haven't watched Goddamn Genius season 3.
Yeah, me neither. I haven't watched season 2 either. No, I don't think I've finished season 1. Damn, I got to catch up on the Genius, but that's beside the point. They also made a really fun appearance on Top Gear Korea, where it was I believe Solji driving with Hani in the passenger seat, doing the kind of the star lapse thing that they were doing. Let's see, I had to show it, and it was basically the thing of the hot chick had stopped riding in the passenger seat, scared out of her mind.
Yeah.
Which was kind of adorable and hilarious. Let me find it. Let's see. There you go. I'll go ahead. Yeah, and it was a funny moment on the show, and it was funny just to kind of watch Hani react and be in the passenger seat, and then you see Unjun kind of shake the steering wheel, be like, it's just like,
you know what I've also forgotten about? I've totally forgotten there was a Top Gear Korea.
Well, the hard part is nobody subs it.
They're hard to come by, but I think I know where to get them.
Nobody subs them, so you're gonna have to watch the raw footage. But yeah, it is another fun moment for me. XID. I'm liking that they're getting some recognition and doing some really cool things. But But yeah. All right. So, and the last of my thing, I think last but not least, before I get into some other miscellaneous stuff that I also wanted to cover, we got the comeback that we didn't think was going to happen. We never anticipated, but now that it's here, I think we weren't ready for this. The comeback from Big Byung, the one, the only Big Byung, Onjigo Dongjang.
Just to me.
Or squid soybean paste. I think, and of course, being Big Byung, they completely killed it. Putting down a fantastic track, world class, high budget video. Overseas shooting
is so bad. It's so
overseas shooting. So, you know, they're global. I mean, they're global. World stars. You know?
I'm sorry.
All your faves. But when will your faves?
No, the beat is so silly.
Yeah, the beat is silly, but it is so much, and the song is fun, and it's the lyrics are fun and sarcastic, and they're funny, and the guys play it up well. Jackson is hilarious, and all the guys. I mean, the two dudes are in VIX. You know, it's like they're in one of the most serious groups that are in K-pop, and they do the funny well, and I think it's almost like an escape for them. What were you hyped for the Big Byung comeback? That you never
I saw it and I was like, was this just like an old Big Byung that we met? And I was like, oh no, this is new. I thought they were one and done. What happened? And I was like, oh, I guess it's a surprise. All right.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna hate on it, but it's fun, it's silly, and it's nice to have around.
Yeah, and you gotta love the kind of the playing up the green screen effects, and the fact that it's actually footage of just Donnie and Connie overseas, and then there's green screening in front of it. It's just so much fun.
And those two are goddamn idiots.
Oh god, them in their Hawaiian shirts, just. Yeah, gotta love that. But yeah, that's what the music for me that I've noticed. I've got some other stuff that I wanted to bring in here. It's what's new out there. That's what's new with us. What's new out there? Just because it wasn't necessarily something that was our thing, but it was out there, so we should cover it. We finally got the much rumored about Mamoru Clover Z Kiss collab.
Clover Z was one of my favorite J-pop girl groups for a while, till it really, really got into AKB. They have some really, really fun songs, and this is just their style, to be fun and silly and kitschy, and they really buy into the whole superpower girl genre of anime stylings with their stuff. So they always dress up as Power Rangers, and their TV show is really fun and silly and kitschy. So this is definitely right up their alley, and I this was so fun. You don't have to Kiss. Don't worry, you don't have to Kiss. Just be into it for Clover Z.
And I think because there, as far as the song itself, there's very little that Kiss contributes, other than singing 5 words total in the chorus. And you know what? Mm-hmm. That's more than enough. That's just fine.
For those who notice, the art style is very, very reminiscent of stuff that they used before, and stuff that's in Kill la Kill and all those kind of things. If you're familiar with those, it's just they use a few different art styles in this, but it's all just fun and kitschy, very Clover Z style. This is more Clover Z than it is Kiss in any way.
Which, like I said, for the better.
Yeah.
and that's kind of the best thing about this track is how little kiss there is. Not to harp on this, they kind of are just are basically become the session musicians musically, and then they're there for the video to be kind of this other side to be like,
And God, they're
I'm
old.
playing instruments.
I don't care
Pointing
how much makeup you put on. You can see the old.
Oh yeah, no. You can see how old they are, and it's just like at some point you got to start realizing that it's time to close up that belly window. I know that's the old costumes. Let's close up the belly window, Mr. Freely. Let's close up. I think that's Ace Freely. I don't know. I don't remember the members of Kiss. All I know is Gene Simmons because he's the most annoying.
Those Kiss fans will be writing us letters.
Yeah. I know that somebody opined about a possible Kiss Baby Metal collaboration. And like I said on Asian Junkie, and like I said to DJM, why would legendary, legitimate metal gods like them stoop so low as to collaborate with a mediocre, shitty group like Kiss? So put a kibosh on that.
Because you got everybody else. You got to get the granddads into it, you know?
Yeah.
And they can't let Clover Z beat them.
Yeah. But yeah. There are better. But yeah, it was a fun song. It's a fun song. It's a fun video. It's a really cool art style. And the song is catchy, and it did what it needed to do. And it was really cool. But yeah, moving on to something that when I first saw it, the video, I sat down, watched the video, went, okay, that's a thing, whatever. But now I've seen it everywhere. It's starting to be hyped as like the next thing or the next big thing. And I'm looking at it objectively and realizing kind of why, but not necessarily making me think anything else. But G-Friend, a group that was teased and kind of much that was buzzed about, debuted with their song Glass Bead. Yoja Chingu with their song Yuri Gusur. And basically it's Into the New World era Girls' Generation, which, if you want to go back in further, is basically early SES. It is that throwback K-pop style. It's like let's hop in the time machine, go back 20 years to old K-pop, and it's exactly what you would think. It's all those dance moves, all of that song style, no to little makeup, very fresh and innocent and pure. White clothes, and it's a thing. I almost have to say that it's a thing. I wasn't necessarily excited about it. It's not my thing. I was never. I don't bump Into the New World, or Kissing You, stuff from a Girls' Generation. I bump, Mr. and G and all the more high energy stuff. Or the Japanese stuff. So, but I can definitely see why it's going to succeed. I don't know. What was your impression of Yoja Chingu?
It definitely reminds me of the type of J-pop stuff I tended not to like, which is why I started to lean more towards the Korean pop stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like the cutesy, like overly innocent thing,
Yeah.
Like, and it's nice, and like you said, like not trying to sexualize them in any way, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think it was just way too innocent, cute for me.
Yeah. I think it's tough because I think it just really isn't. It's one of those where we finally hit the impact, the impasse that we usually don't aren't burdened by, where this really isn't for us impasse.
Yeah.
Usually that doesn't matter. Usually, even if it's for like we'll listen to boy groups and like we'll dig on EXO and we'll dig on all of these kind of boy groups that really are mainly aimed at teenage girls. But we'll dig it. It's fun music. It's well done and we'll like it. But this really is the vibe. Really is kind of for teenage girls. It's why it succeeds because that's the demographic K-pop idol groups go for is teenage girls, and these are girls that teenage girls can relate to, and that's why it worked for A-Pink. That's what worked for A-Pink before they started getting popular with the Soldiers. That's what worked for Girls' Generation. That's why if you listen to a Girls' Generation crowd, you hear girls all loud. And that's what kind of works. They relate to them. So yeah, it really isn't for us, but I definitely see why it's done well. It's produced well. They are talented, and I see why they will succeed. I see why they can succeed. And I'm glad, they should succeed. They're working hard. They're doing well. They should succeed. It's not, we finally hit that wall where it's like, it's not really for us.
Yeah,
but
you're not going to have me merch out for this. Like,
no.
For this. But I will say this, and you can call me an asshole all you want when I say this, right? When they give up on this innocently cutesy thing and go for like a more of an Eggyo thing, and they do that crossover song with between them and Boyfriend, then I'll be in. Because that's when
boyfriend girlfriend. Yeah, the full relationship right there. It'll be fun. But yeah, that's what's I think new with us. So that's it. We're gonna transition over to a few headlines. Talk about some topical topics. So join us over there, won't you? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Headlines. We're going to talk about some topical topics, some things and whatnot, and articles and headlines and stuff.
Things in the news.
Or not in the news, I don't know. Stuff that I found interesting. First off, we're going to talk about the according to Billboard, the 25 top viewed 25 top viewed 2014 K-pop videos in America.
All right.
So from Science, Snoop to a slew of girl and boy bands, here's what visuals got top U.S. viewership in YouTube this year. So they write an article that I don't give a shit about. Here's the list.
Yeah, let's just go to the list.
Let's just go to the list. All right, I'm going to start from the bottom to the top. We started from the bottom.
God damn it! Don't I had it. It was on the tip of my tongue. I was like, we started from the fuck. Like, you beat me to it. But yeah, no, we're gonna start at the bottom. And I've already looking through this. We've covered most of these.
Pretty much, yeah. So 25. BAP's Chunsa, otherwise known as 1004 or Angel, which is a fantastic track.
Yes. So good. So fucking good.
Here's the odd part. XOM Overdose. Here's the key thing. It's 24th Overdose. You think Overdose in fucking 24. XOM, which, by the way, technically not K-pop. That's Mando pop. It's Mando.
Right.
But whatever. Girls' Day, Darling. Number 23.
I don't remember
Happy.
that one, though. I do remember 21's Happy. Little sad to see this low. Oh, okay. I'm a little sad to see 2NE1 this low on the list.
Well, it's not the only 21 song. So luckily.
Yeah.
21. 22 is 21. 21 is Orange Caramel's Catalina.
Yes. Don't get confused, ladies and gentlemen. There's a system to this. It's 2NE1 at 22, and then at number 21, Orange Caramel. All right, Catalina, which was a good ball.
Mm-hmm. It's a fantastic song. Orange Caramel can do no wrong. Number 20, Taman's Danger, which is impressive considering how late he popped that song out. Like, at the year. He was still right there up on the list. The SM Swag. AOA Miniskirt.
Yep.
AOA Miniskirt, which is a pretty cool song. It's one that I forgot mentioning before, but it's a cool song. But yeah, number 18, Soyu Nyogigo Sam, featuring Lil Boy of Geeks.
Now this one, remember these are the ones that are playing in America, like on American YouTube, and in American video players, things like that. The ones that Americans are finding appealing. The Soyu stuff, if this was Korea, would probably be number one. But the fact that it is on the list at all is really surprising to me. That Americans just don't go for the fast pace, hyperbeat kind of stuff or whatever that usually translates.
Just idol groups. It's those really cool collabs and things like that. Obviously, we don't have Urban Zacapa and fucking and Busker on this list, so we're gonna be real about that.
But there is another one on here that is super surprising as well.
Yeah. We'll talk about that. But number 17, GOT7, Girls, unsurprising because GOT7 I think does better internationally than they do domestically. But the debut track, which was a fun track, which I still dig on. Girls, they love me. Oh yeah, this is a really cool song. BTS, Boy in Love. Number 16, number 15.
I love that you said it and then went and moving on.
And moving. Number 15, Shupa Junior with Hey Mamacita. Ay. I have concussion.
Yeah, I mean it's Super Junior. I think they're on that list for their name alone because of, like myself, a lot of people got into Super Junior. That was their lead way into K-pop. So you hear Super Junior's coming back, everybody's gonna go watch that video. Yeah, it's kind of an automatic thing.
Yeah, it's automagical. Another GOT7 track, number 14's GOT7's A.
And I think this just leads to what you said about them being at number 17 is just GOT7 does a lot better. They translate so much more to the sound that people expect to hear and want to hear when you're talking about Americans listening to K-pop. It's that GOT7 sound. It's that sound that is almost replicated of Big Bang, but GOT7 has their own style and own way of doing it. And it's kind of the thing everybody seems to chase a little bit. What we always talk about is everybody chasing that Big Bang sound when you do your boy group stuff.
All right, so number 13, Sistar's Touch My Body. Touch my body. I love that song. I love that album. That album was so cool. Actong Musicians 200% at number 12.
Yeah, so Actong Musician, another one that is a surprise to me to see them up here this high. On this list in general, that like people outside of Korea even know who Actong Musician is, but then everybody's gonna write me angry letters and go, they're on fucking YG. Of course, everyone knows who they are. Shut the fuck up.
Them, but the fact that they took to them and made sure to check them out this intently was really cool, and just it's just exciting.
Well,
really
what
cool
else? What else are you gonna do when you're a YG fan and you're waiting to see if 2NE1 is gonna have an album and you're tired of listening to fucking Big Bang rumors? Yeah.
You're sitting there watching the YG YouTube channel, waiting for that 30-second teaser that ain't coming, and you see a new music video by this group Actong Musician. Like, all right, fuck it, I'm bored. Let's watch this.
Right, and you're surprised by how good it is because Actong Musician is good. Fuck that. I don't care what you say.
Fight me on this. Actually, don't fight me. I'm frail.
Fight me. I'll fight you.
But number 11, 21's Gotta Be You. Number 10, Beast. No longer Batoost. They're just straight up Beast. With good luck. Good luck. Number 9, High 4 and IU. Which another surprise because IU
Okay.
being known out as another artist that you would not really necessarily think of as being known outside of Korea as much as she is domestically. She's one of those domestic darlings. But then again,
Yeah.
it also has four pretty Korean boys, so you know there's that caveat.
Yeah.
Number 8, FX's Red Light.
Red light.
I have props.
Fucking love that goddamn song. Peter will tell you there was like a fucking day where I was just like, yo, all I listened to today was Red Light.
Yeah.
And it's a problem.
Yeah. I love this album. I have it on my desk. Just spoiler alert.
If I don't already have it, I have to look.
Yeah, I have it here. Just because spoiler, it's going to be on a future episode of Record Breakers.
I need to sit in the background of that episode and just yell Red Light.
Yeah, it's a fantastic song, fantastic album, and
a fucking good video. And my girl Amber's in that video. Oh.
And I'm looking forward to it. She's also in this season's this new Real Men Female Soldier special, and from what I can tell, they're kind of building her up to be the female Henry.
Have we talked about?
I haven't checked out
Amber and Ailey.
We haven't. Because the first episode I checked, the first 2 episodes I've watched, and they're really fun and kind of silly, and it's them and they're adorable. And
can I say the thing that I love, right, is they both speak Korean really well,
relatively,
but not perfectly, but they talk to each other in Korean, but then it turns into the like broken, I want to speak English, but we're doing a Korean TV show.
It's like,
because it goes from her going Amber, like trying to pronounce it in like with a Korean accent, to Amber, where are you?
like, Amber, or Amber. Just Amber going like, Amy. Right. And I got confused. I'm like, what? Who's? Oh, wait, Amy Lee. They actually are friends, and she probably does call her Amy most of the time. Like, but yeah, it's a fun show, and and I love the kind of the seeing the personalities of it too. It's nothing new under the sun with it as far as the show, but it's so much fun.
But it's just 2 girls that me and Petey like, so yeah. Of course we're gonna be like, oh.
Watch you do a puzzle.
Right. Watch fucking Amber put on a fucking Reptar
Charmander, freaking
Charmander. That's what it
Charmander.
Hey.
But yeah, moving on. Speaking of Red, Yano's Red. God.
Another song I spent like fucking 2 days just playing. I probably put this at number 7 by myself. All right, I can't help it. That's God damn it.
Yeah,
it's Yana, the baddest bitch.
She's the baddest. She don't even need to try. Like,
right.
It's just the way it is. Number 6, 21's Come Back Home. We're finally up to the track we're waiting for on the list. It's just that they had multiple entries. 21's Come Back Home. And in conjunction, number 5, Girls' Generation, Mr. I would have pegged it to be the other way around.
I would love to see, and I mean, I could go to fucking YouTube and look at the numbers, but I would love to see at the time that they made this list how close those numbers probably were, because I'm pretty sure they're fucking up there. They're in there, and they're probably just really close. But I would assume there's probably, just because of how long they've been around, there's more Girls' Generations fans. There just has to be.
Yeah.
But in that international thing, they probably share a lot of the same fan base.
The Soul and Jacks, of which I'm one. Hey, look, I'm wearing my less than legitimate Sonya Shide hat that I got at a K-pop booth at an anime convention, which you can tell it's less than legitimate because it's backwards. If you can read Korean. Yes, my shirt is forwards. Mendoza's spelled in the right direction. This is just backwards. My video is not reversed. You can see that it isn't. But moving on. I will get legitimate merchandise in the future. This is just what I have for now. But moving on. That shit's expensive, though. Moving on to...
Number 4.
Number 4. Taeyong's Eyes, Nose, Lips. Noon Ko Ips. Which is a really cool version of Tableau's Eyes, Nose, Lips.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna say this, right? I sat and like only it's been in the rotation, but I sat the other day because I know you're gonna do it on Record Breakers, and only listened to Shoebox the other day.
Yeah.
On repeat. Listen to it once straight through, then listen to it shuffled or whatever. Because you know how you like to talk about, can a song just be played from one to done, without you skipping anything or whatever. Went through it one to done, didn't skip anything. Went through it on shuffle or whatever, you listened to it, didn't skip anything. Then I went around, listened to a couple of tracks over and over again. And goddamn, that Tableau version of Eyes, Nose, Lips, holy shit, it's so good. Yeah. And even the way they have it laid out in the track list, like the song that comes before it and after it, just flows so well. Like, oh my fucking god, I love that guy.
Look forward to that episode of Record Breakers. It's going to be a while, but it's going to be sometime between now and South by Southwest, because I'm going to throw it in there in anticipation of South by when I get to see Epic High live.
Right. Yeah! Because I'm praying that your eyes are the first to go.
And I'm also praying that that Minzy doesn't show up, because Kaz would kill me.
Oh my god. Jesus.
If it does happen, I'm gonna take an Instagram video of it, and I'm gonna tweet it. It's going like, "Sorry, Kaz. Sorry, at King Kaz."
Blowing up Texas. All right.
Speaking of Taeyong, number 3 is GD and Taeyong's Good Boy.
Like,
I'm a good
dude,
boy.
Think about how much some of these other songs, how long some of these other songs are out, and the fact that song came out like at the end of the year, pretty much, and it's number fucking 3 on this list, and I don't dispute it. I almost dispute the fact that it's not number 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I know I played it fucking a million times. All kind of shit. Like, and I wonder if they just count the official music video or if they count performance videos too. Like,
I think it's official music, just the one video. Because
I know there was a lot of views on the Mama video of them performing Good Boy. Like, holy shit.
And it's that YG power again on YouTube and on that international tip. Number 2, here they are again. It's XOK, the one that's still fully intact. Overdose.
Now, hold on. For those who are like, the fuck you? I know you said Overdose already. Like, the fuck's wrong with you? No, go look at the list. It's on there twice.
Yes.
One for EXO-M, which is the Chinese version, the Mandarin version, and EXO-K for EXO Korea, and the Korean version of Overdose. Because I will clue you in on a little thing. It's happened to me a few times where I've gone to watch Overdose, and I started watching the Mandarin version, got halfway through the video, went, the fuck am I watching?
You still look for
what is the other one? And then I went and watched the other one. So that counts as 2 views.
Yes.
No matter what. Even if I didn't finish it, counts as 2 views, motherfuckers. And I did that more than once. I'm not going to lie. I did that more than once.
So, yeah. Well, luckily, there's not enough members in XOM for them to exist anymore. So, you won't have to have that confusion.
Oh.
Sorry. Sorry. I shouldn't keep digging that knife. I love you, Exotics. I don't mean to be mean. I love you guys. Except for those crazy ones. Number 1, I think, to the surprise of no one, Snoop Dogg's Hangover featuring Psy. Because I'm going to bring back that joke. Hangover, 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 Hangover.
Over. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest fucking thing. It wasn't the catch fire like out of nowhere thing that Gangnam Style was, but it was fun, and I mean it was very Psy style. Like the video was fun. The video was fucking fun. I don't care what anyone says. The video was goddamn fun. Whether you like the song or not.
Snoop Dogg skipping in the streets with Ajumas. Is a sight to behold.
I'm sorry, like Snoop Dogg is now at that level with like Ice Cube and Ice T. If they try to do like a gangster song, I'm like, stop. Like Ice Cube, you're in family movies. Snoop Dogg, I seen you skipping down the street with Ajumas. No.
Yes. So I mean, it's exactly what you expect. Size, Hangover, number one. But before we kind of move on to some of the fun stuff we're going to talk about, were there any surprises on this list? We talked about a few of the couple of surprises. Any other kind of takeaways?
Act on Musician, definitely a surprise for me. I'm surprised, as much as I love FX, as much as I know you love FX, I'm surprised to see FX as high as they were. I'm surprised to see them in the number 10, to know that they do have that international appeal. That makes me super fucking happy. And I want to know how much something like them being at South by Southwest last year,
or
helps that.
Yeah.
Is it 2 years now?
I think it was, it's, last year was Hyuna and J Park, and it was like the year prior to that.
God damn. See, no, stop. You keep mentioning things that I was like, oh, I wish I was there to see that. And like, oh,
I know, I wish I was there too. For Hyuna and J Park. I can barely afford to go to Texas. I don't know why I'm doing it. I don't know why I'm doing it. Oh wait, Crayon Pop. Jumping. I'm surprised. I'm surprised by FX being kind of high up there. I'm pleasantly surprised at the appeal that GOT7 is drawing. And I'm surprised. I shouldn't be. I think I was initially surprised, but then now, I understand. It makes sense. Taemin's song being there so quickly on the list. I mean, it's SM, so it's shiny, so you just kind of expect that. But yeah, I'm surprised Orange Caramel. I shouldn't be. I'm surprised Orange Caramel was a little higher, but then I realized they're kind of quirky and they're kind of more of a domestic appeal kind of a group than anything. So
I will say, at all, I'm surprised to see BAP on. Yeah. And not someone like Vix or...
I'm thinking Vix would be included in there maybe at the bottom if XOM wasn't there. Which I still say it's like, that doesn't count.
Because I know Vix has a lot of American fans. They do a lot of the anime and K-pop conventions or whatever. Like, they at least go to do one or two of those shows a year. And I can tell you, like, fucking last year, fucking Otakon, like, that line for the Vix concert went... from where the fucking thing was going to be to out the building.
Yeah.
So that's
a big hype. Yeah. But yeah, very interesting list. Congrats to Psy. Moving on to something else. A nice little article we found on Rocket News 24, which is a website I adore. Rocket News 24 reporting from American World Shopping Complex in Iwate Prefecture. Tired of being uncultured by those around them, our reporters Mr. Sato and Yoshio made a road trip to Iwate Prefecture and all of its historical sites, such as the Chusenji Golden Hall and Kenji Miyazawa Fairy Tale Village. It was the perfect place to learn more about Japan's rich cultural history. However, as they drove along Route 4, heading for the over 900-year-old Morioka Hachiman Shrine, something unusual caught Mr. Sato's eye. It's a big red Ferris wheel, he shouted, immediately forgetting about the site where Emperor Ojin's spirit is enshrined. Grabbing Yoshio's arm, he forced the car to an off-ramp and closer to the Ferris wheel, which they would soon learn was not just any old wheel, it was the American World Ferris wheel. And it's a commercial complex. Yay. And they found what basically is... It looks like a freaking strip mall in Poughkeepsie, or in fucking somewhere in Wisconsin, especially like with the snow and shit.
Yeah.
With a big sign that says books. Pulling into a large parking lot of American World. They found themselves surrounded by all things American. There was the American Wave CD and DVD rental shop, the American Paradise toy store, Books American, Print Shop Lab American, and American Sports, whether you can enjoy a game of baseball, basketball, or lacrosse.
I love some of the like, because at some point they went to the website to check this out.
Yeah.
Go back up to that first one.
Yeah.
Be back your childhood.
Yes. Be back your childhood. Be back your childhood.
Yeah, this next one. Remind old America. With a fucking picture of like a illuminated Statue of Liberty.
Remind old America. But what I'm wondering is, what are we supposed to remind old America about? Remind old America.
But it's a fun article, like this little America in Japan. Like,
it's of course they have the outliers. We have Most Burger, who just kind of went with their own look. We had the Baskin Robbins didn't do anything. They we have Baskin Robbins here in the States, but they could have been American Baskin Robbins or something like that. And then you see inside the shops, you see giant posters of friggin' I want to say James Dean. Be sure to ride the wheel, and you can see like couches that are made to look like old, like muscle car couches, like diner couches. It's like there's the big Ferris wheel, and
there's a cool like panorama of them on the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, it's like a 360 shot, where you can see he's kind of has his head down because he's looking at the view, and it is just this like it has a big parking lot, which you don't really see in in Japan. That's not a thing that there is there. So even the parking lot itself is part of the whole like theme, because it's like a strip mall. You have the party house. This is adorable and fun, and apparently
I love finding out about these things that exist in Japan and Korea. Like there was a bunch of them about Korea that made me sad because I was in Korea and I didn't go to a lot of them or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I didn't go watch a match of StarCraft in Korea while I was in Korea, which like I don't understand how that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Well, it was mainly because I spent most of my time in clubs drinking.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's one of those things, if I ever go back, I don't have to do that stuff ever again because I already did it. So it's all about like things that I really, really want to do. And like, as silly and as kitschy as this seems, I would want to go check this out. This is just so fun and like, as much as I would think most of my time in Japan would be spent in Akihabara, I'd go see this. I'd have to.
You'd have to go see it. We got American signs. The record shop looks just amazing. Got American signs, the one-way signs. Nothing more American than three guitarists in a Uncle Sam hat. Coca-Cola commercials, American Paradise Diner. It's just so much fun. And the American Sushi House. American World Sushi Restaurant. Which is, of course. But yeah. Go check out American World. If you're in Japan, go check out American World. Report to us what you see there and how much fun you have. I know that, speaking of, well, I'll talk about my plans at the end of the show, but let's move on. So move on to a teaser. 4 Minute drops revamped teaser video ahead of February comeback. And most of the time I don't really talk about teasers just because there's not a lot of info. There's not really a lot to speculate about. But this was kind of a random teaser that I saw show up on my freaking YouTube. And found interesting yet odd. Uh, it's just the ocean and a ball, and it explodes, and it's this 4-minute revamped. Apparently, there's going to be 2 lead tracks, and there's going to be. They keep saying that they've tried some experiments that they've never attempted before, and they're going to be completely revamped. Let's do some wild speculation. What can you wildly speculate about this comeback?
No matter what they say, right? It's gonna be putting Hyuna front and center a little bit more because of her rising fucking star power in Korea.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, we love Hyuna and everyone should love Hyuna. Like, every music industry needs their queen. I guess here in America it'd be Beyonce. Over in Japan, there's still a bit of a fight, but it's Kyary Pamyu. And I think in Korea is where it's the biggest brawl to like figure out who the queen is, but Hyuna is going to show her power in this. I think it's definitely going to be a lot more sexy than before. We've seen some sexy stuff from 4-minute.
But they've usually been spunky, sporty, kind of like they're a little sexy, but they're mostly fun and high energy. At least lately. But it might be a little bit more sultry, sexy, a little bit more. Hopefully not all the way, but more leaning towards where AOA is, especially considering they both work with Brave Sound. They both are Brave Brothers groups, that they do that. So there might be a little bit of an influence over from what AOA has been succeeding with, this past year. So we'll have to see.
We'll definitely have to see, but I'm looking forward to it. I think there's also gonna be a little bit of kind of, I'm not sure. There's definitely gonna be some sultriness to this, but I'm expecting to maybe see a little bit of aggressiveness as well, because that is a lot of what Hyuna has been doing in her solos and Troublemaker stuff. It's kind of this like aggressive appeal, not like coming at you, but very like, like, motherfucker, I'm sexy to me. Like, do you not see this shit? Like, I'm fucking Hyuna.
And I think that's going to be really cool. And I'm looking forward to that. Even more so that I'm looking forward to Lizzie's trot debut from after school. Damn. I think there's going to be a point, like possibly this year, where I just get hyper focused and just start listening to as much trot as I possibly get my hands on.
Like fucking, like it's one of those things where we learned what trot was, and we were like, oh, okay, huh. And then Daesung started said how much he loved trot, and like did some trot songs, and we were like, oh, okay, huh. And then now this is going to be the thing that's just like, and rope.
It also helps that Hung Jin Young exists. Her fine ass self. Hung Jin Young is a thing, and she is all kinds of fine. So
that's the girl that was on Running Man, right?
Yeah, she's been on Running Man. She's also on We Got Married now.
Yeah.
So she
was on that episode where they like went around town doing karaoke for people.
Yeah. Where they had to do the special. And she was like riding on the cart, just like singing along, like all this, like, and then while the other guys had to drag it. She was great. She was hilarious.
Yeah, she was fucking great, because she's just like, I know my thing and I'm gonna do it. It's like she's like, I do trot, and that's she just went into it. She was just gone. It was so good. That's a great episode of Running Man. If you're not watching Running Man, go watch Running Man. It's on Drama Fever. Not all of it, but a good majority of it.
Yes. But yeah, 4-minute. Looking forward to that. And trot rules. Go listen to some trot. You want to really understand the history of Korean pop music? You gotta understand that trot is a
Stop, cat. Hold on.
All right. As Kaz gets his cat under control, I will introduce the next headline. Amuro Namie ditches agency after 22 years, signs exclusively with Avex. 5 months ago, there were rumors that Amuro Namie wanted out from her current agency, and it was recently announced that she would indeed be parting ways with Vision Factory after 22 years with them. Avex then announced that she would be signing an exclusive contract. Basically, she's taking all of her own music productions and putting it together with the stuff that she was already doing with Avex, and with the label that she has under Avex, that she runs. Basically, that's like her label. And this is something that even somebody I had to kind of, it caught my attention as somebody that I know of. I haven't listened to extensively, but I know her tracks. I know her status, in the industry. Amuro Namie. And the fact that she's, after 22 years of just being with one label, she's just like, all right, I'm moving to different direction, is definitely worth noting. And then I love the parts where they're talking about, the speculation earlier was that she was going to be blacklisted for leaving, but they're going to stop her promotional activities. And I love the caption here: promotional activity, running a record label. Like, I don't think they're going to stop that. I don't think they're gonna stop that. How well do you know Amuro Namie? I know you probably know her a little bit more than I do.
I've heard her name a few times. I haven't ever really checked out any of her stuff, like full on. But it's a name I'm familiar with because it's a name I've been told. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where people go like, "Oh, you like J-pop? Oh, check out this person. Oh God, check out this person." And you're like, "I will. I'll get to it," and you never get around to it.
Yeah. But yeah, it is definitely interesting to point out the fact that she's moving to a new label. Moving to her own label, and she's like running things, things on her own, which is pretty rad. And I'm looking forward to that. I just kind of wanted to include this headline because it was a pretty big time headline in the world of J-pop, which again we don't cover enough on this show.
Yeah, we're trying. I'm trying. It's just hard because there's only so much of it that I actually know, and I don't want it to seem like just a rehash of the K-pop stuff we do. I want to try to find cool and interesting stuff in J-pop for us to talk about.
Yeah,
actually, it's hard because I never got into that stuff.
Yeah, it's also hard because it's hard to get.
Yeah.
It
is really hard to come across unless it's super duper popular, unless it's your AKBs, your Clover Z's, your fucking Puffy Amiyumis and shit like that, or your J-rock bands or whatever, which translates a lot more because a lot of people are really really into Japanese rock music, which is why baby metal translates so well. Like, yeah. It's just there's a lot of stuff that you're just totally gonna miss. There's the whole hip hop scene, which has seemed to not translate as well as the Korean hip hop scene, just because you kind of were cookie cuttered into the Korean hip hop scene. Because you got it through your idols, you got it through the rest of your pop stars and things like that, where like you kind of got a little bit of it that gave you a taste to go, I wonder what Korean hip hop really sounds like as just Korean hip hop. So it's just one of those things.
Yeah. But yep. Amuro Namie making big moves, making $1 million moves like the primetime players. So I wish her all the best, Amuro Namie. But yeah, I think that's the last headline.
Yep.
Yes. So that wraps up another episode of Hallyujuku. Kaz, what do you got going on in your neck of the woods?
It's art. Art is hard. It's all you're gonna hear from me from a while until all this stuff is done. I forgot how hard this shit is. I forgot why I stopped doing it and moved to a different form of artistic expression. Because it's just tough, and it's me learning how to do art in Photoshop for like the first time.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of that. And it's a lot of me setting up just, other stuff that I've been wanting to work on. The fun roundtable podcast that I've been trying to get going for a while. Working on a new anime podcast, hopefully, seeing where that's going to go. Because I miss doing that. And just doing all that stuff. I love that stuff. And hopefully one day yelling at somebody so I can get better uploads so that my camera doesn't look like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing better looks for our show, because this one was done in 15 minutes. Like I literally it's 2 fonts, some lettering, and I picked the color palette.
I know I picked I got an artist, like I've said, to do some stuff, and I'll talk about that person more once their stuff is up here on the screen with us. But I knew things were going good when I sent the first test items to PD, and he was like, "Yes, okay, yes."
Yeah, this one, I picked the colors by basically finding a color palette creator and putting a picture of Big Bang on it.
Yeah,
it's like, this is a picture of Big Bang. Give me colors from this. And it's like, okay, here. And then these colors were born, oddly enough. But yeah, looking forward to that. For me, it's just a lot of the same things. We're doing, really cool stuff. The record breakers this year, this week, we talked about Deep Purple. And I think the main thing, I also set up my goals. I actually wrote down my 2015 goals, and though I've been planning and thinking this plan for a while, one of those is to finalize my trip to Korea for 2016. The plan is 2016. I'm going to actually do it. I'm going to put it together. I'm going to, book an Airbnb, book a flight, and I'm going to go Korea for a month. And it's going to be a fun trip. It's going to be an interesting trip. And it's going to be a fun trip. And I'm going to do all the stuff that we've talked about that we want to do. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go to Norbans. I'm going to stay all night in a day spa. I'm going to go to Jeju-do. I'm going to go to freaking Busan. I'm going to do all that stuff. I'll do my own variety show.
It's a great place. It's a place I wish I could go again. And when I get a chance, I'm definitely going to go again. So,
but yeah,
I'm gonna teach Petey how to work a camera, because he needs to do it for South by Southwest anyway. So,
yes. We'll look forward to that. I'm gonna see what I can purchase or borrow, and we'll plan that. But yeah. Keep an eye out for that. Hallyujuku is the show. He's at King Kaz everywhere.
I should do the part of the show that I'm supposed to do, which is tell you, the lovely viewers, check out the show that PD is pointing at, which is this one that you're already listening to. And if you like that and you want to hear more of our individual voices and silly retardedness, go over to the Rebelli Podcast Network, and check out all the stuff that's over there. You got the Fanny Pack Wrestling Podcast, you got Record Breakers, and you got this, but definitely go check those other 2 out. And Record Breakers may be getting some new assets soon as well. But definitely go check that out. You can check out Shooting the Shit with 2 Nerdy Black Guys. You can follow me. You can follow PD. But definitely,
share, like, subscribe, and check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, and all the places. Until next time, hasta los huevos.